Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. We are the group who is assigned to report about the Netflix. But before we start with our reporting, let me introduce to you our reporters. Miss Araiz Joanna Marie, Miss Acog Christine, Miss Arcayera Arlene, Miss Araysa Kayshia, Mr. Batingal John Lloyd, Miss Anabieza Nerlyn, Miss Banson Kate, and Miss Baliga Maricar. And now, let us start with our reporting with the introduction about the industry of the Netflix to be reported by Miss Araiz Joanna Marie.
Netflix. Netflix is the dominant company in the on-demand industry with 167 million paying subscribers around the world. By creating compelling original programming, analyzing its user data to serve subscribers better, and above all, by letting people consume content in the ways they prefer. Netflix disrupted the television industry and forced cable companies to change the way they do business. Netflix has made a big impact entertainment and all other companies in the industry. Netflix changed the way the entertainment industry went about getting their media to the customer, and it has seriously affected cable companies. Netflix has caused Comcast to become virtually irrelevant and has people cutting the cord. With time, Warner Cable left and right. The increase in people with Netflix and other streaming accounts like Hulu, Amazon Prime, etc. have been leaving their cable companies because of the amount of entertainment with these companies. From the years 2010 to 2013, 5% more cord cutters had Hulu or Netflix and noted that it was the cost for ending their cable contracts or subscriptions. All of the companies in this industry all have some sort of streaming, whether it is through an app or a website. Netflix is different though, because it has the mailing and the streaming that is what really truly set Netflix apart and kind of gave them the head start in this industry because they were able to appeal to a larger market.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Araiz. And now let's continue about the company of Netflix to be reported by Miss Acog Christine.
Netflix and chill, more like Netflix and Bill, the increasing numbers of global viewers who subscribe to the video streaming service. The world's leading internet streaming company distributes movies and TV shows in a variety of genres and languages to with nearly 183 million paid subscribers in more than 190 countries. Netflix creates its own content and strikes deals with other producers for the rights to distribute programming. To keep viewers binging, it deploys sophisticated algorithms to predict viewer preferences and make recommendations on what to watch. Good day, everyone. This is Christine, and this is all about Netflix. Netflix's business is organized in three operating segments: international streaming, domestic streaming, and domestic TV accounts the remainder. For its streaming services, the company offers different subscription plans at various price points based on the quality of streaming, standard definition, HD or Ultra HD, and the number of internet-connected screens on which a viewer can watch at the same time, 1, 2, or 4. All plans include unlimited viewing of available TV shows and movies and can be canceled at any time. The Los Gatos, California-based Netflix has moved beyond the borders of the US to reach more than 190 countries. Netflix has also created and licensed content for local markets across the globe. Netflix has spent increasing amounts of money on advertising. It offers a month-long free trial at sign up to first-time subscribers, a key marketing strategy for the company. Netflix's revenue has been rising consistently for the last 5 years, with an overall growth of almost 200%. Its net revenues has been following a similar pattern, generating a $1.7 billion improvement between 2015 and 2019. The company's strategy is to grow its streaming membership globally, improving its members' experience by making massive investments in content. Netflix is continuously improving its members' experience by expanding streaming content with a focus on programming mix of content that delight members and attracts new members. In addition, the company is continuously enhancing its user interface and extending its streaming service to more internet-connected screens. In 2020, Netflix Incorporated has completed its acquisition of Hollywood's iconic Egyptian theater from Los Angeles nonprofit American Cinematheque. The collaboration will allow the American Cinematheque to expand the scope and diversity of programming while continuing the nonprofit's mission to celebrate the experience of cinema as a moving art form, Netflix said in a statement. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. In 2019, Netflix to acquire global streaming rights for Seinfeld starting in 2021. It has just scored a major content deal that could help it stem the loss of subscribers as competition among streamers heats up. The company announced it has acquired the global streaming rights to the popular sitcom Seinfeld, which will bring all 180 episodes of the Emmy winner to Netflix subscribers starting in 2021. Stories move us. They make us feel more emotion, see new perspectives, and bring us closer to each other. And this is the story of Netflix. Netflix may have created a new world of streaming, binging, and content production, but it may not be able to survive the world it created. This show is not over until the last episode is finished. Stay tuned.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Acog. That could be all for the introductions. And now let's proceed to the technological innovations that makes the company the leader in the country, to be reported by Ms. Arcayera Arlene. Good morning, classmates. I'm Arlene, and Netflix innovated the concept of exclusive content when it started to buy and develop its own original programming. At first, criticized for their unorthodox methods, the company has proven its ability to produce new shows cheaper than the mainstream media and deliver it in a fashion that meets viewer demands. Netflix is quickly becoming the non-cable alternative to cable TV, We may all know, or some of us is not familiar with the cable TV, which is increasing its number in the society, but today the Netflix has creating its name that could be alternative to cable TV. With Netflix, we can watch the movies that we want anywhere, anytime that happen. They attract people in watching shows with the help of Netflix with an easy access. As you can access the Netflix as long as you have the internet connections and you already have fill up some information when you downloaded the Netflix app. And the next is Netflix share have increased by over 8,000% since it first went public in 2002. Netflix are becoming more popular, and even the time that it was new to people, it still gets the achievement that they want. They get the percent that they wanted to have. The subscribers are willingly supported them, and they expect it to grow more further. But just like some other businesses, the Netflix also facing hard time, or they also have a problem, which is they failed to achieve or commit their goals during 2016, and they are having a hard time about the growing competition in the streaming market. Next is Netflix has created the largest database on consumer video preferences and built a recommendation system that encourages consumers to see more movies. The Netflix is as much a technology company as a content company. The Netflix has developed its own proprietary video encoding system and distributes its video over 1,000 servers in United States located close to its customers to ensure high speed and quality delivery. So the Netflix is ensure their customers to have the high quality and quick delivery of movies that the customers wanted to watch, and they wanted to watch all over again, and that's all. Okay, thank you, Miss Arcayera. And now for more information to be added by Miss Araysa Kayshia.
Hi, I'm Kayshia Araysa, and I will continue the topic of Miss Arlene Arcayera. Letter D. According to Investopedia, by creating compelling original program, analyzing its user data to serve subscribers better, and above all, by letting people consume contents in the ways they prefer, Netflix disrupted the television industry and cable companies to change the way they do businesses. Letter E. Netflix discovered that older TV series had something strong niche following and built a new model for binge watching, where consumers could watch all the episodes of a series in several settings. Netflix has entered the content creation business by developing its own original TV series. Netflix is an example of a convergence media industry, where an internet company became a media content producer. Other pure media companies have taken notice and began to develop their own streaming services, but what they lack is a database of viewer preferences that Netflix has developed for over a 10-year period, and which helps the Netflix to recommend to its subscribers. Lastly, letter F. According to Notesmatic, one of the core pillars of Netflix business growth is its strategy to focus on its original content. The company has continued to expand its collection of original movies and shows. It also plans to add more to its 2020 and 2021 or more. Surely, Netflix has no stopping. Its competitive moat has continued to strengthen for over the years and will always continue to strengthen for more years.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Araiza. And now let's continue with the reporting about how the business or how the Netflix is making money, to be reported by Mr. Batingal John Lloyd.
Hi, I'm Lloyd. At this part, I'm gonna be telling you how Netflix makes money. The ultimate goal of a business is to make money, of course. They need it for sustainability, especially in the long run. They're gonna be encountering problems, they're gonna be needing funds to solve those problems. And you really need to make money, especially for a company as big as Netflix. So how does Netflix make money? First of all, Netflix doesn't rely, and doesn't need ads on their streaming services, just like Hulu and the Amazon Prime. And also YouTube. Whenever you go to YouTube, you would always see ads interrupting your videos while you are watching something, and it's annoying. So Netflix doesn't have that, and whenever there's an ad on a particular video, the owner of that video would earn, just like those from Amazon Prime and Hulu. They would earn from that ad because that ad is running on their video. So without advertisements running on Netflix, how do they earn money? So based on my research, Netflix earns, and they only rely on their subscription fees, which is ranging from $8 to $16 per month. And imagine if there's like 139 million who would be paying Netflix monthly, and that's kind of big money. In the US alone, 54% of the household has these streaming services of Netflix. And that's a lot of people. Imagine more than half of the population of the US pays monthly subscriptions. So Netflix kind of earns a lot of money in the US. In 2018, Netflix brought in a total of $16 billion in their annual revenue, and up to 35% year over year. Netflix also decided to create their own original content, just like Bird Box, 13 Reasons Why, and many more, in order for them to earn more. Especially that if they would be continuing to acquire from other sources, just like Disney and HBO, they would be paying fees, and it's expensive, and they need to save, especially that they're a business. But all of those original content doesn't come cheap. Netflix decided to not license it. They avoided to license it. Instead, they would just produce it and market it to generate more subscription from different people across the world. While Netflix is profitable on a cash flow basis, this content spend actually takes the company negative. To cut it short, Netflix's main source of income, or how they make money, is through the subscription fees paid by their customers monthly, and also through their original contents. So they should be continuing to make original content so that they would not have losses on their company. Instead, they would just generate profits, which is important as a company. Also, they should be giving the customers the service that they deserve, especially for those who pay their monthly subscription fees. And if Netflix continue to do this kind of service, I could say that Netflix could still be one of the best and the largest internet companies in the future. At this point, I'm gonna be showing you a short video on how Netflix make money.
The company earns $141 billion through its business model, through its 125 million members in over 190 countries. Netflix also consumes more bandwidth than YouTube, Amazon, and Hulu combined at the peak periods. Like other major tech companies, Netflix does not sell ad space on its site, does not sell its user data, so its primary source of revenue is the subscription model. All of the money comes from the 3 subscription plans: Basic, Standard, and Premium. They have over 130 million subscribers and take up a third of all broadband in North America, but they still don't make any money. It's all due to competition. Netflix is not the only fish in the lake, but there are many, and the massive ones like HBO, Amazon, and Hulu almost give a head-to-head competition to Netflix. To worsen the matter, Disney is going to pull out all of its content from Netflix and create its own streaming site in 2019. After strengthening itself Through the acquisition of 21st Century Fox assets, Apple to announce to create an Apple exclusive streaming site and has signed up with creators Oprah Winfrey and Steven Spielberg.
Thank you so much, Mr. Batingal. And now let's proceed with the future of the Netflix or future of this business and the industry to be reported by Miss Anabieza Nerlyn.
Hi, I'm Nerly, and I'm going to discuss the future of this business and the industry. Netflix is a dominant company in the on-demand media industry, with 203.67 million paid subscribers as of the fourth quarter of 2020. By creating compelling original programming, analyzing its user data to serve subscribers better, and above all, by letting people consume content in the ways they prefer. Netflix disrupted the television industry and forced cable companies to change the way they do business. The market was overly optimistic on what is considered never-ending demand, and I think Netflix really trying to reel in and expect that subscribers growth will be better than what they are suggesting, but still didn't want Wall Street to really frighten. If they came in with lower numbers going forward, and clearly when it comes to streaming, Netflix is a way ahead of the game unless they have building out a deep content catalog for a long time. They have good contracts signed, they do a lot of their own content, and they're doing it internationally. So really, they are firing on all cylinders and they are actually ahead of the game even in terms of having content recorded. Netflix is very good in analytics and understanding who's watching their programs, what type of things they like watch, and they've been building out a deeper content catalog based on that the move to having a diverse content. Netflix has about 167 million paying customers globally. It has disrupted the television programming model and, to a growing extent, is doing the same to the cable industry. Netflix faces increasingly fierce competition from rivals including Amazon, Google, and Disney. For the first time, customers could watch a TV show or a movie on a computer, TV screen, tablet, phone, or gaming device. And customers could watch what they wanted, when they wanted, and how they wanted it, without being limited to a schedule, interrupted by commercials, or even leaving home. The last innovation pretty much killed the video rental business. Soon, cable companies and TV networks began offering on-demand and content of their own. Netflix production methods have forced TV networks to be more flexible and more aggressive in recruiting and retaining top talent. Netflix has been to mine for user data aggressively. This data was initially sought to serve customers and help them find content that would appeal to them. However, Netflix now analyzes this data to determine what genres and which talents it should pursue in response to real demand. Now, Netflix faces tough competition for programming and viewers from Amazon, Google, and Disney, among others. The surprise it pays for breaking the mold for how television is made and watched.
Thank you so much, Miss Anabieza. And now for the closing, to be reported by Miss Banson Kate.
If the possible ending for Netflix is that they can ultimately compete with Apple, Google, Yahoo, Hulu, and Amazon, or even in the content producer like CBS and HBO Now, which have started their own streaming services what should be the possible decision or plan they must have. In my case, Netflix must continue building a strong partnership with other providers. They should continue partnering up with other providers, preferably the multi-channel television or the large cable television industry such as HBO and Stars, because for me it may help them to increase their selection of streaming titles. These streaming titles can also be increased and improved if the company decides to partner up with these other multi-channel providers, and also the company must improve and upgrade their technology and improve their business models, namely selling inexpensive bundles of hundreds of TV channels that few people watch, then rising monthly fees so fast than the rate of inflation. If they change or improve it, this will definitely help the company not only to gain but also to attract more customers or consumers, therefore increase their market shares, and this will help them to lower their churn rate and help them to expand their subscriber base.
Thank you so much, Miss Banson. And now, to be added by our last reporter, Miss Baliga Maricar.
Good afternoon, I'm Maricar. I'll be reporting about the closing of the case study Netflix success. We all know that Netflix competitors have very deep pockets. This means Netflix also has competitors for talent in the production of new content, and perhaps price pressure as well. Along with Hulu, Amazon has emerged as the biggest competitor to Netflix streaming. So another possible ending for the Netflix movie is that ultimately it can compete with Apple, Google, Yahoo, Hulu, and Amazon, or the content producers like CBS and HBO now, which have started their own streaming services. So that Netflix will be able to cope up with those competitors, Netflix should start partnering with several multi-channel television providers to offer its streaming content alongside well-known premium channels such as HBO and Showtime. By doing this, Netflix will be able to grow its subscriber base and help offset its cost. Such a move could also help strengthen and broaden Netflix subscriber base by providing additional communication channel to customers. Broad-based media is important as well because this is the field where Netflix can find potential customers. The company suits their needs at an affordable price. They have their specific importance, which should not be underestimated and have to be looked at as a long-term strategic plan. The other recommendation is for Netflix to keep going strong with their international expansion plans while still giving their US viewers great content. Netflix stands to gain the competitive advantage in the international arena with its expansion plans. This advantage comes from Netflix's size, economies of scale, and early movers benefit in many international markets. As streaming content needs to license separately of each market, Netflix faces difficulty in providing foreign subscribers access to comparable content available to US subscribers. With these issues to consider, Netflix must diligently manage its efforts and control its costs in their international plans. That's all. Thank you.
That could be all for our reporting. Thank you, classmates, for listening. Hope you understand and learn something with our report. And again, here are the reporters: Miss Araiz Joanna Marie, Miss Acog Christine, Miss Arcayera Arlene, Miss Araysa Kayshia, Mr. Batingal John Lloyd, Miss Anabieza Nerlyn Miss Banson Kate, and Miss Baliga Maricar.